Good morning, Colorado. Welcome to a Tuesday edition of Local Biz Buzz, a 420 edition of Local Biz Buzz. Anybody high?
Just on live.
All right. You want to get high?
After this.
After? All right, good. We have Laura and Vivian here from Lala's Bakery. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for coming in. That's it, Josh. Bring the energy. Who's going to give me a little history of your bakery?
Do you want to start us off,
Yeah,
Laura?
so we started this around Mother's Day. I had a few friends that were missing the cake, really wanted it, kept hitting me up. They're like, do you think you can make me a sprinkling? I'm like, sure. And I told a few people. A few people turned into 5 or 7 people. And then it grew from there. And then I posted it on Facebook saying how excited I was and thank you for all the support. And then that's when Vivian and Audrey were like, do you need some help? And I'm like, yeah, I would love that. And so it just kind of grew from there. And then we started selling cakes out of the parking lot at Corky Gonzalez. We were making our cakes at home, meeting people at the parking lot, the Denver Library parking lot. Everybody was super sweet as long as we gave them a few cupcakes here and there. They're really nice to us. So,
Mind you, it was also at the dawn of the pandemic.
Yes.
We are original marketeers, worked at the market on Larimer Square.
For people who don't know about the market, tell them a little bit about it.
So the market on Larimer Square is a staple gem, precious restaurant that was at Larimer Square for 37 years.
And who owned that?
Mark Greenberg.
And is he still around town?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He opened the business with his brother Gary Greenberg in 1983. And the day that the market closed down was on the eve of its anniversary as well, which was March 17th. So It was a beautiful cycle because it ended on the day that it was born.
Do you think, and this is, I don't know if you know the answer to this, was it going to close without the pandemic or did the pandemic make it close?
He was close to retiring.
Okay, because there's a lot of that.
He was ready, yeah. He was ready to retire and kind of have some time with his 2 new grandchildren and, you know, spend time with his family. You know, it was overdue for him to retire.
Somehow I had never had a spring fling. I had never heard of it. But was that the signature cake at the market?
It's very popular. A lot of people went there for lunch and would just get a big slice of cake. You know, weddings, funerals, people's, you know, first dates were there. It was just one of those places. It was right near Rary campus, so a lot of the students would go there.
I mean, I would go there for pastries. I love the pastries there. But somehow, and maybe because, do you have to get a whole one? Is that, or do they make little ones too?
We have a smaller, they had a 6-inch cake, and then we have cupcakes available sometimes, but people would come in for the slice.
So did he invent the spring fling, or was it a cake that you've seen somewhere around the country world? Or
So it existed in a recipe book at the market back in the 80s, and it was originally made with banana bread.
Okay.
But all the bakers hated making it because the banana bread would just fall apart on you.
Okay.
So they kind of had a lot of hate for it, but then a baker from the East Coast came in the 90s and was like, I'm going to do this with zucchini bread instead.
Which is bizarre thought.
Very bizarre,
okay.
right?
Okay.
But then it became what it is today, which is this beloved, traditional, like, Denver staple. It's centered around a lot of people's lives. Like, people get this cake for all the birthdays, their anniversaries, like, I mean, Laura already mentioned like how important this cake is. It's not just a food, it's tradition, it's memories, it's comfort. And that's why we started this, because there's a lot of mourning in the Denver community. We were all hurting when we heard that the market was shutting its doors for good. And it kind of felt like a call to arms for us. We were like, we need to do something
to keep it alive.
To keep it alive, to remedy this situation, and to keep people, you know, hopeful. We were going through the pandemic, and it was a difficult time for all of us. So
are the other cakes that were at the market as well, or are these your own inventions?
These are her inventions, and she kind of played with them and learned how to make these cakes along the way.
It would be good to mention that this is the double chocolate cake, which was another chocolate cake staple of the market. This is a gansito cake, and this one's really near and dear to my heart because it is based on the gansito pastry, which comes from Mexico. It is really popular amongst the Latino community, and so I took that inspiration and turned it into a cake and upscaled it.
Well, what does that word mean?
It means baby goose in Spanish.
Okay.
So we call it the baby goose cake.
And what's in it?
It is a vanilla cake with whipped cream frosting, a berry compote with whipped ganache, and some sprinkles.
No big deal. And so let's finish up with the spring fling. Actually, I didn't put it over here yet for a close-up. That's our close-up camera over there. So what makes a spring fling cake? You have to have zucchini bread as the base. And then what, cream cheese frosting?
Yes.
And then whatever fruit you have fresh? And then, or is
Yeah.
it a certain pattern it has to be every time?
So the basic composition of a spring fling cake is always grapes, always kiwi, always mango, always strawberry.
Okay.
Those were the original 4 fruits. And then as time went on, then we started adding in more things like raspberries, blackberries, and blueberries. And so now that's what we have today. This is the original.
How do you get fruit like this all year round?
Oh, it's a chore.
It can't be easy.
It's not easy.
We're always shopping around for ripe mangoes and finding, a good deal on strawberries. And when the wildfires hit, the prices went up. So, of course, our cakes went up a little bit. But, we work with what we have.
I mean, it almost looks fake. Like, I don't understand how they could be so pretty and so perfect. It's insane. What's this guy over here?
That is the berry amaretto cake,
Beautiful.
which is a vanilla cake with amaretto drizzle and a berry compote with whipped cream frosting and shaved almonds on the side.
Do you guys make anything besides cakes? Do you do cupcakes or anything? Cookies?
We do a lot of cupcakes. It's really user-friendly for the pandemic right now. We are going to introduce more pastries, some that were at the market, and then we're going to be rolling out some new things as time goes on.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the question everybody wants to know is, where do they get these?
So you can visit our website, www.springfling@lalasbakery.com.
Okay. And tell them who Lala is.
I'm Lala. I'm Laura. But it is also named after our good friend Lauren, who also was one of our bakers as well. So,
Okay.
It's also an iteration on La La Land.
yeah, this is like a dream for us. We used to sit in the kitchen joking about how cool it'd be to have our own bakery and be our own bosses and kind of play around and have be able to rearrange the kitchen space to our liking. And here we are doing it in a new commissary kitchen that we get to share. And it's just beautiful. It's just so great. And, we hope to have a brick and mortar at some point. But for now, this is perfect, working out of the kitchen and just doing it like a ghost kitchen.
I mean, the concept of this show came because of people like you making lemonade out of lemons.
Mm-hmm.
The pandemic has laid off a lot of people who were bakers or they even had a day job, a regular job, but their passion was baking and they never got a chance to really pursue their passion. And they took advantage of this opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a great thing that instead of just being all depressed about the market being closed, you went and are keeping the market alive. It's awesome.
Yeah, we had to pivot. We had to move forward.
Yeah. And that's what this show is. This show, What's for Lunch, we weren't doing these till the pandemic hit because we figure we need to help out businesses. So this is why we're doing these shows.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. All right. So you gave them the website. What kind of lead time do you need for these kind of cakes?
2-day notice,
Okay.
probably. Unless it's a wedding order, we ask for, at least a week so that we can plan and make sure that we have, bakers prepared for the time that they want. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
There's a lot of love and a lot of care and attention that goes into every single one of our cakes.
It's obvious. I mean, if you gave me a day, I couldn't do that. Couldn't even come close.
I promise it's really fun. It's like making a sand mandala. You put together something really beautiful and it's gone.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of patience or skill. This is the best part of the show where I get to eat, and apparently I'm having this because you already cut me this slice. All right, tell me again. Compote, berry compote, you said?
Berry compote, whipped cream, whipped ganache, and vanilla cake.
And what's it called?
Gansito cake, or baby goose cake.
Gansito.
Gansito, yes.
Pretty close, right?
Yeah, you got it.
Not bad for a gringo. Pleasure to meet you two. Give them the website again.
Springfling@lalasbakery.com.
And can they order on Instagram if they want, or you like the
Preferably
orders
like the
on
website.
the website? We can do that. Look how cute they are. Love these two. Good to meet you. We'll see you today at 11:30 for What's for Lunch. Happy 420. We have Esther's coming on today. So we'll have some pizza and wings probably. Let's eat. Going back in.